Hello everyone, Michael O'Brien here, and today we're going to talk about what to do in the event that a guest accuses you of stealing. Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another episode of Advice for Magicians, where the goal is to help you to take your magic to the next level. My name is Michael O'Brien, and today we're going to discuss something that I saw on a Facebook group where some people were talking about, I've recently been accused of stealing something from a client. Like, what do you do in that situation? I didn't steal anything. But magicians have a reputation for being like pickpockets and thieves. Like, have you ever done a show and, you're doing a magic performance and then someone goes, oh, gotta make sure my wallet's still there. You magicians are really sneaky, right? So there are some people that take this to the extreme and they really honestly believe that magicians are out to steal their watches, to steal their wallets, and keep them. So in this video, we're going to talk about what to do in the event that happens. It's only ever happened to me one time, and it was a big old misunderstanding, and everything worked out just fine. So I'm going to tell you guys what I did and things to avoid so that you don't get accused of such. But first, here are some announcements. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure to click the subscribe button and don't forget to ring the bell. That way you guys will know anytime I upload a new video. Also, keep in mind that this channel is sponsored by you. That means for just $1 a month, you can become a member. All you have to do is just click the join button and members will get access to a ton of awesome exclusive content like magic tutorials, early access to videos, emojis, badges, and more. And real quick, before we continue on, I just wanted to shout out some of our newest Mob Squad members. Ladies and gentlemen, let's please welcome George Buckley, Marcel Shetler, and Ray Wickham. Thank you guys so much for becoming Mob Squad members. All of your continued love and support is greatly appreciated. Again, all you have to do is just click the join button and you'll become members for just $1 a month. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this now. So this was like a long time ago for me, but I was doing a cocktail style walk around event. I forget off the top of my head the type of event it was. I don't remember if it was a wedding or if it was like a corporate thing, but I just remember it was inside of a banquet hall. And I was doing some magic, regular stuff that I always do, sponge balls, coin magic, some card tricks. And the guest made a joke about their wallet being gone. I kind of laughed it off and I was like, oh yeah, probably the magician, right? And the guy was serious. He was like, no, like, my wallet is gone. I need you to give me my wallet back. And I said, like, oh sir, well, I'm sorry, but I didn't take your wallet. I'm just doing card magic and stuff. And the guy got very upset and he started yelling at me and telling me I better give him his wallet back or he's going to tell the person that hired me and he was going to call the police. So what do you do in this situation, right? First and foremost, you stop your performance and you explain what it is that you do. So my job, I was hired by so-and-so to be at this event. They hired me to entertain. I don't pick pockets and I don't steal things. I just do magic with cards, coins, these little red balls, some linking rings. I entertain you and I go from group to group and then I move on. If you really do feel strongly though that I had stolen your stuff, don't go anywhere, stay right where you are. I'm going to call the client that hired me and we're going to have them come over and we're going to resolve this. So what I did was I called the client. I said, hey, you guys, you have a guest here that feels very strongly that I took something from them and I won't give it back. I didn't do such thing, but they are convinced that I picked their pocket and stole their wallet. Can you please come and reassure this person that it is not the case? So the client came and explained, like, he's here because I hired him to be here. He's not stealing from people. The client didn't buy it. So the next step now is to ask the client to retrace their steps. Where have they been? Maybe check lost and found to see if a wallet was turned in. Were they in the restroom at any point? Were they sitting down at any point? Maybe it fell out and it's in the chair that they were sitting in. In this particular case, it turns out that their wallet was indeed on the floor in the restroom and it had gotten turned into lost and found. So the first thing you want to do is find out from lost and found, like, hey, did anyone turn in a wallet? If you really want to, you can turn your pockets inside out and you can show, look, I don't have your stuff. But honestly, when you do that, they just feel like, well, you're a magician. You can be hiding it somewhere, right? Like they won't believe that, you know, it's just somewhere in your pockets. So usually I don't even bother getting to that point. Now, let's just say you've looked everywhere for it. You're helping them search. The client is helping them search. Lost and found doesn't have their item. It is just gone and it is nowhere to be found. At that point, if the client really, or if the guest really feels strongly about it and they want to have the police involved, I mean, there's not really anything you can do about this. All you can do is just apologize and tell them, I will wait until the police show up. I will not go anywhere. I will stay right here and explain the situation when the officer shows up, right? Now, I've never had to get to that point, but you got to do what you got to do to protect yourself. So I would rather have the officer show up, pat me down. I don't have the guy's wallet, right? And I don't even carry my wallet when I'm doing walk around. I keep my wallet locked in my car. When I'm doing walk around, I need all the empty pocket space I can get. So I don't even carry my wallet with me. So the officer can pat me down, whatever they got to do, and then tell the guest, like, he doesn't have your wallet. You probably lost it somewhere, right? And that's only if it really gets to that point. Now, what can you do to ensure that it doesn't really ever get to that point? And number one, you want to make sure that you are not touching the client, you know, more than you have to when you're doing any kind of magic. If you reach into a client's pocket, or if you reach into, you know, like the inside of their jacket or something like that, they might feel like you're invading their personal space and that you're going to try to take something from them. The only time that you should ever be doing that is if you are a professional pickpocket, in which case professional pickpockets, you know, they're probably the ones that are going to be accused the most of stealing things from people. Another thing is you want to make sure if you borrow an item from a client, it is not an irreplaceable item. You don't want to borrow, you know, a wedding ring that has a, you know, 24 karat diamond in it that is irreplaceable if they lose it. You don't want to borrow, this was my great grandfather's family heirloom that they passed down from generation to generation, and if I were to ever lose this, it's irreplaceable because it's like 600 years old, right? Don't borrow those objects to do magic with. Make sure if you're going to borrow an object, it's an object that they don't mind to let go of, like a dollar bill or, you know, something that can get replaced. If you are going to borrow a ring to do magic, I will always ask, you know, is this an expensive ring? Because if it is, you know, I want to make sure that you're comfortable with it. One time, I did have someone tell me that I switched the ring on them and that the ring that I was giving them back was not theirs. Because I do a lot of linking rings with the wedding bands because I'm doing Ninja Plus. And so I have had one time someone tell me that. And I told them, like, I want you to think about what you're telling me for a second. I've never met you before, but I have a duplicate fake version of your ring. And I switched them and I stole your real ring and I gave you a fake ring. And she thought about it for more than 2 seconds. And she was like, yeah, no, you're right. It's probably my ring. And she put it back on. And, you know, and even then I'm like, are you sure that that's your ring? Look at it. Be positive, because I don't want to walk away and later you're accusing me of stealing your ring. Anytime this happens, I will always document it and I will always tell the client. I'll be like, hey, so I did magic for this person and they're accusing me of stealing their ring. They agreed that I gave them their ring back, but I just wanted to make you aware in case later they try to tell you that I stole their ring, that is not the case, etc., etc. Right? Now, I'm going to tell you, I've been doing magic professionally for over 10 years, and I have never had it get to a point where even the police were involved. The worst that it's ever been was the guy that accused me of stealing his wallet, and within 5 minutes we found his wallet and all was well, right? But do what you got to do to protect yourself, and in the event that you are accused of stealing something, you don't want to run away, you don't want to act suspicious, you don't want to leave the scene of the crime. You also don't want them to leave either. You want them to stay with you, and you want to get your client involved as quickly as possible. And if worst case scenario, you can get event staff involved, event management involved, like if you're at like a banquet hall or something. And then absolute worst case scenario, if it gets elevated all the way up to the point where you need to have the police involved, make sure that you have a paper trail so that later they don't accuse you that you stole such an item. Now, worst case scenario, you always want to carry insurance in case, for whatever reason, they are able to convince the client or the police or whoever involved that you did steal their event. You want to make sure that you have insurance so that they are covered and you don't end up having to pay out of pocket to have their item replaced. So you can get entertainment insurance for like $200 a year, and you should have insurance anyway in case someone gets hurt or slips or trips or you break someone's item while you're doing magic with it or something. You should be insured anyway. But like I said, you can find insurance that's pretty cheap. I go through K&K Insurance Group. It's $200 a year, and you're fully covered for damages worth up to $1 million. So worth it to carry insurance. But anyways, I hope this answered your guys' questions. If you have ever experienced anything like this before, I would like to hear from you. Let me know in the comment section below what happened and what you did to resolve it. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have not already done so, please make sure to click the subscribe button and don't forget to ring that notification bell so that you guys will be alerted anytime I upload new videos. We're also going to be doing some really cool giveaways and some contests with prizes on this channel. If you would like a chance to enter and win a prize, please visit our community tab and check out our latest contest.